All right, welcome to an edition of Who's That DJ? My name is JSG, and as you already know, I'll be going around the country talking to different DJs about how they got into the music business, etc., etc. So on today's show, we have the lovely Neha.
Hey,
You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, all good, thank you. So on today's show, Neha, I'm just gonna go through a few bits and pieces about, talking about your radio show, etc., and seeing like how your journey is. So to start off, I want you to give me your backstory. So who are you, and what is it you're doing now? And talk me through currently how you come to this space of being a DJ.
Yeah, sure. It started about maybe 4 years ago,
Mm.
and I wasn't working in music at all. And I was like, I love music, and I'm really unhappy with what I'm doing, and I need to make a change.
Yeah.
I need to do something. And I remember listening to the radio a lot. I used to listen to Choice FM back then.
Hmm.
Obviously, not as good as Pulse. And I thought, I'd be good at that. I'd be good at sharing music with the world, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to share good music with people and kind of be that tastemaker.
Okay.
So I kind of Googled how do I get into radio. It wasn't really, DJing wasn't really the path I wanted to go down. It was more of being a presenter.
Yeah.
So I Googled it, and I found out that some of the big radio presenters like Chris Moyles and people like that had done it via hospital radio.
Okay.
So I went to my local hospital and joined their radio station. It was
Wow.
long, because to get onto their radio station, I had to do 8 weeks of volunteering
Yeah.
around the wards.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Just to get into radio.
Yeah, to prove my commitment to, can I, if I can stick with 8 weeks around the wards, and I can be trusted.
Okay.
And then they showed me around the equipment, and it was all state of the art. It was really good. And then I just built, joined an internet radio station after that, and eventually got onto Pulse 88.
Okay, excellent.
The DJing followed after.
Cool. So just in terms of getting onto Pulse itself,
Yeah.
what was kind of the process on that? Was it just a case of reaching out to whoever the owner was, or was there a bit more involved, etc.?
So I'd already had some radio experience. So I'd been on 2 internet radio stations. So I already had evidence of my work.
Yeah.
I got in touch via the Pulse 88 website. I think I don't know if there still is, but there must be a section on there saying, if you want to join the team, then reach out.
Yeah.
So this is about 3 years ago now. I reached out to the station manager, and he came back and said, can you send a 1-minute reel, like an example?
Yeah.
So I recorded an example of me presenting.
Yeah.
And sent it to him, and we just took it from there.
Cool. So what sort of stuff was you doing in your role? Was it just you like introducing tracks, introducing music?
Yeah, I just pretended that I was about to get on a track. So I just talked about the track. It was an R&B track because I'm an R&B specialist.
Yeah.
And then just played the track. I used Audacity, which is free software.
Yeah.
And linked up a microphone to a little mixer and linked that up to a computer and just did the bare basics just to get something that sounded remotely decent, and just sent that through.
Awesome. So you've been on about 3 years now on Pulse 88?
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years this month, It's April, so yeah, 3 years this month. It's madness.
That is definitely a good run. So
It
clearly
is.
you feel
Yeah.
a valued member of
I'm
the
a
team.
veteran at Pulse now. It's crazy.
That's really good. So in terms of your show, obviously you specify that you are R&B specialist.
Yeah.
So in terms of your show is like 2 hours, right?
It's 2 hours on a Sunday,
On a Sunday, right? So in terms of what, obviously it's R&B, but what do you do in terms of how do you go about preparing for your shows like on a Sunday? So talk me through the preparation process.
So I spend hours preparing every single week. I wake up at 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning and prepare for my show. My show is at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the reason I put so much preparation in is because the idea behind my show is to play new music. And it's only new R&B that I play. So I get sent a lot of music throughout the week. And I have to sit down and I have to file through that music and choose what I want to play, and then I produce my own shows, then I have to structure it.
Yeah.
Which songs do I play in which parts of the show?
Right,
what
okay.
flows good? You can't just be going up and down with the songs.
Yeah.
And then also just thinking about talking points. I also have guests on my show every week. They sing live in something called the Vibe Jam Sessions. It's a regular feature I have.
Yeah.
So I need to prepare the interviews for that as well. So I spend a lot of time preparing my shows.
Yes, that's amazing. So in terms of your guests, are they artists that normally send music to you and then you say, all right, I want to invite you down to my show?
Yeah, it's a mixture now. So it's got to the point before, when I first started out, you know, I really had to approach artists and be like, you know, hey, do you wanna come on the show? And then, you know, I'd get semi-decent names, and then when I approach the next person, I'd be like, oh, you know, I've had this person on my show recently, and name drop,
Right.
and build until you start getting a decent caliber. Now it's a bit different. Now people come to me, I go to some people, PR people come to me saying, you know, I'm representing this artist, can they come on your show? It's a bit of both now.
Wow. So just through that radio, you've been able to like improve your name and your visibility.
Exactly,
And so yeah, now you've got people reaching out to you, which is awesome. I think it's a good way, obviously, for DJing, especially as soon as people hear you're a DJ, they want to send you music, and vice versa. I suppose with the age of social media now, it's kind of always like a two-way thing. You like, I sometimes will go on SoundCloud or something, and I'll just scroll through and see anything, and random artists pop up, and I'm like, yeah, this is music I'm feeling. Plus, I know quite a few artists now, so they put me in touch with other artists that they've worked with and be like, oh, send me music. So, no, that's really good. So yeah, apart from obviously your show, you're doing another couple of things outside radio. Why don't you tell me about that bits?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get to the point where I can work in music full time and kind of dash the day job, which I think a lot of us creatives we want to do. We just like we just do the day job just to pay the bills, but our passion is outside. So I'm working really hard. So I'm in artist management. So I manage an artist called Ricardo Williams. He's sick. Check him out. And also I am building up my DJing as well. So actually signing to an agency this month. So it's all actually all in the works at the moment. Nice. And hopefully within the next couple of months I'll get a couple of residencies as well.
Okay, so in terms of the agencies you're signing up for DJ, do you want to like say the name of the agency, or?
I can't, because they still haven't they haven't launched yet. They're a
it's
new
a brand
agency.
New agency. Okay.
But they are an existing company that did music supervision, so they've got loads of clientele with Selfridges and Wagamamas and all these, you know, restaurants, Gordon Ramsay, and they've all these different clients that are looking for DJs. You know, businesses are looking for DJs. It's trendy to have a female DJ stationed at the front of a shop or front of a restaurant, and it's just the thing to do at the moment. So they saw a need for that. So I can't mention it just yet.
Okay.
But you know.
No, that's fine. I know there are a lot of agencies. I initially, when I started, was signed up to a couple of them myself. But a lot of the work that I've managed to get has literally just been through building up good relationships with different people. But you know, there are some good agencies out there. A couple of examples are, can I think of on the top of my head? Maybe not, but I will link them in the description once I do remember them, so you can go through and see these agencies, and some of them are quite good. But yeah, no, definitely.
Even if you have a Google, and you know, even find out who your favorite DJs are. Be a bit realistic. You know, don't go for the big, you know, Manny Nortes and see who he manages him. But well, I think he's signed to a label now anyway. It's gone beyond like the average DJ agency. But just you look at your smaller DJs and see what agencies do they go through. Yeah. And that way you can start to get to know. There are loads of agencies, decent agencies out there.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so if we move away from DJing, so obviously you've been in the industry for 4+ years now. So in terms of, if we talk more about, say, the radio side of things, what are the good and bad points you think about radio at this current point in time?
So I think radio is a bit of an interesting subject. Radio, some could argue, is on its way out. So, you know, we're moving to an age where streaming is taking over, and streaming services like Spotify can cater to your tastes in such an incredible way that one could argue, well, why would I need to lock into a radio station when I can go onto Spotify, they can assess the trends and use algorithms to figure out what I've been listening to and then provide me with Spotify radio. And it's on point. You know, I use Spotify,
Yeah.
and it literally is on everything they play on my daily mix. It's sick. I'm like, you're amazing. So one could argue, why do you need radio now? FM is on its way out as well. But on the other hand, radio plays such a big part because I've worked in the record industry as well.
Okay.
And when you look at, you know, I've worked in a major record label, and they still, one of the key KPIs for them is, are we in the top 40? Is Radio 1 playing it? Is it being playlisted on Radio 1? Is it being playlisted on Kiss Fresh? Is it being playlisted on Capital Extra?
Yep.
So actually radio still plays a really powerful part in creating success for music. And the DJs have so much power in that sense as well, especially the big ones like the Annie Max and people like that. So, you know, there's two sides to it, really.
I hear that. Yeah, I think especially I think that a lot of the radio is the fact that you have an engagement with the people that listen to you. So they know, for instance, for your show, they come on, they know they're going to hear new R&B that they won't necessarily hear if they listen to like the major radio stations, if you want to call it that. So yeah, it's good to hear like the independent artists and stuff like that, which you don't get, or they might not necessarily have their music on Spotify just yet. So
definitely, I mean, the beauty with community stations and stations like Pulse is that we're not completely ruled by producers. So if you go into the capitals and you go into the BBC, it's not necessarily the DJs that have all the power. It's going to be the producers behind it. In fact, if you, I'm not going to name any names, but some of the bigger shows on One Extra and stuff, some of the DJs only get to pick 2 of the songs themselves that they actually play on their show. Everything else is driven by producers. One Extra is not that bad. If you look at Capital and Capital Extra, everything's so heavily playlisted that you will hear the same song 50 times in a day, and it's crazy.
Exactly.
And some of the feedback I know the station Pulse has received in the past is that it's just so refreshing to hear different music and learning about new music, and it's just a bit more fresh. So that's the beauty about the smaller stations, definitely.
Awesome. All right. So moving away from the radio, so let's talk about what. So as much as radio as well, you've got bookings as well, I'm guessing, outside of radio, like bars and sort of stuff, or a few bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's been it's growing, and it's all come from radio. It's all come from the name that I've built in radio. That's where I'm getting my bookings from.
Okay, so I think one of the ones I saw you on was the Got Soul, was it?
Yeah.
Got Soul Nights. So how are you finding doing those? I know obviously not residency at the moment, but how are you finding DJing at those kind of events?
It's good. For me, I don't see myself as a club DJ.
Okay.
I don't think that it's me. I don't think it's my personality. So DJing at like a lounge or in a shop, I've done Thomas Sabo as well, flagship in near Bond Street. That was sick. So doing the more storefronts, the lounges, the restaurants, I think definitely fits in with what I'm about and the kind of music I play as well. I am an urban DJ, but it's a bit more chilled, like rather than completely like turning up all the time. It's just a bit more, you know, I can kind of go into some of the bits of music that I'm really into, like new soul and new R&B, and that's just a bit more chilled. It's, you know, bit cool for school, too cool for school kind of thing, but it's nice. It's nice, and I get to play around with music that you can't really play in a club. So it's definitely more for me, and I like that. You know, DJing has that flexibility where you can do different types of things.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of misconceptions that some people get when they tell people that you're a DJ. They automatically think, oh, what clubs do you play at, or what radio station you on? But there are actually more avenues for DJs, especially now with, as you mentioned, stores being like, actually, we want a DJ here. You know, there's the F45, I think, launching a store where it's like fitness all inspired. So they've got DJs which have just like specifically want to play music to like up-tempo music to keep people doing their cycling or whatever it is in their fitness stores, and that's all some DJs do. So it's refreshing to hear that there's different aspects of DJing that are out there other than the things that most people think of initially when you say a DJ. All right, so in terms of DJing at the moment, what do you think? What are the best things for you about being a DJ, obviously you've mentioned being able to play new music and stuff like that. But what are the best things about being a DJ for you that you think?
It's just passion for me.
Mm.
Music is in my blood. It's what I'm meant to be doing. I really believe that. I believe I'm destined to work in the music industry, and I like sharing music. So for me, it's being able to do something that I love, and that's purely it.
Okay, cool. What about the worst things about DJing for you?
The worst thing is it's not always going to be a steady income. It
Hmm.
takes a while to build. Nothing is easy.
Yeah.
Um, I haven't really been actively looking for gigs, but now I'm getting to a stage where I'm like, right, I wanna do this properly.
Hmm.
But I think the only reason that I'm going to be getting some of the stuff I'm going to be getting, excuse me, some of the stuff I'm going to be getting is because I've built my name up in radio, and that's taken what 3 years
Yeah.
being on Pulse.
Of course.
So nothing comes easily.
Okay.
Everything takes time because being a DJ, you're self-employed.
Hmm.
You're a sole trader and you're building up a business.
Yeah.
And like any business that you build up from scratch, it takes time.
Takes time. Definitely, patience is one of the things that I definitely like to bang on about. I've been DJing, as I say, for almost, well, just coming up close to 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
You
still
look
young.
about 20 years old. Like,
Yeah, but I've been DJing for almost 20 years, and it's only really the last 5 years that I say I've really been out there like that, so people know that I'm a DJ and they see from my Instagram, etc., that I've been out there and doing a lot of stuff. So yeah, patience is definitely the one. No matter how much skills and talent you have, patience is definitely the number one thing that I put out there for most people.
100%, yeah.
So last couple of questions.
Yeah.
I suppose the last one is, what things you think about DJing you think can be improved on in terms of whether it be where to go for information or contacts or that sort of thing? What do you think?
Well, it's just, how do you get into DJing?
Mm.
Like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I approached a well-known DJ saying, can you do me a favor and give me a lesson?
Yeah.
And he showed me the basics, and then I had to kind of do my own research. When I was approaching DJs saying, can you show me how to DJ, can you show me how to DJ, they were just like, I don't know, nobody really wanted to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's because they wanted money or what, but nobody was willing to help me.
Okay.
And I feel like I really had to kind of figure it out myself. And I used some amazing tutorials on YouTube that are done by Serato.
Yeah.
And they were sick,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
really, really helped me.
Yeah,
And then it was
definitely.
just a case of practice, practice, practice. But literally, I had to do it all myself. I knew, you get a lot of people that have mates that are DJs.
Yeah.
I literally did everything myself.
Mm.
So I feel like there needs to be more information. But how do you get into DJing? How do you get into this career? Because it's kind of, at the moment, it's more of a who you know kind of thing.
And I think for me, that's why I've decided to do this work now, is so that I can talk to DJs and like ask them about information about how they've got sponsorship, how they've got on radio, etc., etc. So definitely stay tuned to this channel, and you'll definitely meet different DJs and get to find out different information about how to run your own events, etc., how to get on radio, how to get into the skills of DJing, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, definitely stay tuned, and all that information will be coming. All right, so I have a challenge for you.
Oh my God.
It's not going to be that hard, but I heard the challenge the other day and I thought it was really good, so I'm going to bring it to you.
You heard what?
I heard the
Okay,
challenge.
all right.
It took place at a
I'm really
comedy
nervous.
show.
I do this. Do you know what? I do this to my radio guests.
Yeah.
It's never been done to me, and I'm getting nervous. I'm like twiddling with my hair and stuff.
All right. It's basically, the whole challenge is you've got to pick 3 tracks, and I'm going to give you a scenario for each one. Yeah.
Okay, go
All
on.
right. Cool. So first track, we'll keep it strictly R&B for obvious reasons. So first track is, you've been dating a guy, seeing how things go for a little while, and so you date, feel comfortable around him, etc. And like, say you want to invite him for dinner, what is the background track you're playing for, say, like it's the third date, and you just want to let him know that
Okay.
you're
All right.
feeling and you're serious.
Okay, but is it more of a like what's my intention? Is it a I like you, or is it a let's go to bed tonight? Like what is the intention behind it?
I think it's I like you and take this seriously. So we'll stick with that.
Okay.
So what would be your track of choice for that?
Hmm. I'd probably put some Emma V on in the background.
Emma V. Mm.
You know Emma V?
I can't say I've heard.
Check out Emma V. Yeah,
Yeah.
anything Emma V.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of like, it's chilled out.
Mhm.
Her songs are nice. They're just, it creates that environment and creates that setting. And she's had some good love songs in the past as well. So something
Okay.
from Emma V.
You got any particular track of choice of hers?
Um, Probably anything from her second EP.
Second EP. Which name of it?
Can't remember.
Can't remember. All right. How do you
But check it
spell
out.
Emma V?
So Emma V is spelled E-double-M for mother, A-V-I-E.
Emma V. So go check her out.
There you
Listen
go.
to her music.
She's dope. Really dope.
Cool. All right. Track 2 is you've got a friend and she's telling you about like, well, it doesn't have to be a she, it could be a he, telling you about like a really bad argument they've had, and you want to play something to calm her down and just get her back to, just stop being so, upset about the situation, and
Okay.
just chill out and just listen to something that will just calm her down and think, oh yeah, some good music. So yeah, what would that track be?
I think you need to play something that will just make her be like, okay, forget everything. I just want to party.
Hmm.
Because it's like you want something that's really really feel good,
Mhm.
and that'll make her forget and cheer her up. So rather than like a chill out calming one,
Mhm.
I'd probably get something like something just ridiculous like B2K, like
Mhm.
Bada Boom or something. Like just something that would just like
Hmm.
it will completely erase any kind of stress, and you're just like,
Yeah.
yay.
All right. Cool. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Last track. You've been married for 10 years. Your relationship is going amazing, and you want to let your partner know that, yeah, I appreciate you.
Ooh. Um. Oh, you put me on the spot now.
All right. So to give you like when I asked another DJ that last question, he picked Omar. There's nothing like this.
Oh, that is such a good one. That is such a good one.
It's,
Um, my mind has gone completely blank now. Is this being live streamed?
no, it's not live stream,
Okay.
so you've got some time.
Um, I'm trying to go through every single song I know now.
Hmm.
Give me a second.
You got like an artist or
I'm trying to go through different ones.
would you?
I've got Drew Hill in my head for some reason, just because I've been listening to them a lot recently.
Right.
So I'm trying to be like, which one would they do? But all of their songs are like,
They're like approaching women songs rather
yeah,
than like.
they're like leave your man because I'm better than him. Like that's that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so hard.
Right, well, if you can't think of a particular song, how about a particular artist that you'd say if you play something from them, you know that it's gonna be.
I want to say Omar now.
That's
Jill Scott.
Jill Scott.
Yeah,
Okay.
but okay. Jill Scott is let me tell you, up until she got divorced,
Mhm.
her stuff was all about being in love with her ex-husband.
Yeah.
And then she got divorced, and then she was like, F you. Like, and then the tone of
Yeah,
her music changed up
yeah.
until she got her divorce.
Okay, so
Jill
like
Scott.
early Jill Scott
Yeah,
when she was
early Jill
married.
Scott. Yeah, yeah,
Especially.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool. All right, cool. So,
Oh my god, no,
oh,
no, no. Okay, oh my god, it's coming back to me now.
yeah.
Some of D'Angelo's songs,
Hmm, okay.
like Untitled.
That is-
D'Angelo Untitled. There
There
we
we
go.
go. All right.
Untitled. How do you feel?
Boom. There we go, D'Angelo. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Cool. All right. So wrapping things up. So what things have you got coming up in the next couple of weeks that people could see you at, follow you, see you at, or see you perform at, or?
I haven't got any DJ gigs confirmed just yet, but
Mhm,
I am looking into some residencies.
mhm.
So I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to jinx it.
Yep.
But keep an eye out, and once I've announced it, once it's confirmed, then
Mhm,
I'll announce it and stuff. But hopefully, it's going to be some pretty decent, well-known places.
mhm,
And radio-wise, every week I have a guest on my show. I've got one of my favourite guests coming in on the 15th of April. His name's Moulali, and he's one of my favourite British artists ever.
mhm.
He's so talented.
Yep.
So he's going to be singing in the Vibe Jam sessions, which is going to be amazing. And yeah, just that's it really. And then my artist is killing it as usual. So
Mhm.
he's going to be supporting Faith Evans this month. So
So, so go and see Faith Evans. I
there you
know
go.
she's
See Faith Evans.
performing, but you'll find information on the Googles, on the YouTubes, on the
20th,
Yahoos.
21st, and 22nd of April. 20th in London, 21st in Birmingham, and 22nd in Manchester.
Boom. Okay,
There
there's
you
all the
go.
information right there.
There
So
you
you don't
go.
need to Google it. It's right there. Okay, cool. Um, oh, sorry, there's just one more thing I wanted to
Yeah, go
ask
for it.
you. The playlist thing that you do.
Spotify.
No, not Spotify, but
Pulse.
Pulse. Yeah. So that is a thing that I totally forgot. So I'm guessing there's more of just like how many of you guys?
9 of us.
9 of you guys. And would you, in terms of, so to give it some context, basically, is it every week, every 2 weeks?
Every week.
Every week, Pulse released a playlist of the hot tunes. So you've got like an A list and a B list.
That's right.
So you can see like the 10, 20 tracks,
About 20
about
per list.
top
Yeah.
20 tracks that are popping off for that week.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they get heavily played on the station. They're heavy
Mhm.
rotation.
Yeah. So in terms of how do you guys, as I'm guessing there's 9 of you, there's quite. I'm guessing how do you guys actually come together and come up with the list? Is it you just kind of suggest names, throw it into a hat, or just listen to what's current now and just be like, yeah, this is worth going on this, etc.
So Leona is the head of music at Pulse, and she's selected the team,
Mhm.
and the team all have different areas that they know better. So for example, I'm like the R&B person, do you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Linda E's probably more Afro beats, but she kind of covers everything. So everybody has their own little specialisms,
Mhm.
and we have a WhatsApp group, and every week we come together and we put forward our suggestions
Mhm.
of what we want to go into the A list and B list. Now that's quite different to another radio station. Like the bigger radio stations, producers will
Mhm.
actually sit down with radio pluggers and discuss that, and then they'll have like big meetings and stuff. We're a lot
Right.
more of a smaller station,
Mhm.
so we all go out and have our independent conversations. So I
Mhm.
get radio pluggers coming to me saying,
Mhm.
Neha, look, this is a really great R&B song. Would you consider it for the A list or the B list?
Mhm.
And then I make that decision, and then I decide, am I going to present that to the team or not?
Right. Okay. Cool. So once you've made your suggestions, then I guess the owner will just collate it all and then just release the list and say.
Yeah, and she has to do a final review of it. If she feels that something's not appropriate, then
Mhm.
she'll say it hasn't made the A list,
Yeah.
or it hasn't made the B list, and then she'll give the reasons why.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's again another good avenue, I suppose, of getting into the radio is up and coming DJs or something. Just go through your music and maybe create playlists out there and just put it out there so that people can see these are the tunes you mess with. I do a monthly, I was supposed to do a monthly thing where it's called What's on My iPod, and basically it's just kind of the top 3 albums that I'm listening to for that month. So the month of April will probably be Prime, which was released last month, Prime 2 by DJ Premier and Royce the 5'9". Um, Still listening to Jericho Jackson, which is an album by Elzai, who used to be in Slum Village, and Crisis, who's a producer. And the last album that I'm currently listening to is Fonte from Little Brother. No News is Good News, which came out last month as well. So those are my 3 albums that I'm recommending for the month for March/April. So go and give those albums a listen to if you haven't done so already. But coming back to you, where can people find you on the interwebs?
So my social media is at This Is Neha. So that's This Is NEHA and then an underscore at the end of that. If you want to watch my interviews and the jam sessions that the artists on my show do, then my website is thisisneha.com. Again, NEHA. And I also have a Spotify playlist as well, which is basically all of the R&B songs that I think you need to be listening to at the moment. So if you head over to my website, then at the top it should flash up, and yeah, just check it out. It's really good. Updated weekly as well. So
definitely go and follow Neha, see what she's up to. So this is Neha underscore on Insta,
Twitter, everything. Yeah, everything. Just simple. Yeah.
Go definitely go check out a show.
Yeah.
Also on Sundays,
12 till 2.
12
Yeah.
till 2
Pulse 88.
and Pulse 88. So yeah, you'll be able to find out on TuneIn, along with any of our radio stations that are on there on the platform as well.
Yeah.
Neha, thank you very much for
You're
your
so
time.
welcome.
I know you're such a busy person. Same goes to me. But yeah, thanks for your time. It's been muchly appreciated. Stay tuned to the station, or stay tuned to this channel. I think I've got a few other DJs coming up, so definitely stay tuned. And then any comments, stuff, leave in the comments below. I'll put Neha's socials in there, and any other information that we discussed today. So salute until next time. Peace.